For Chapter 14, the first question I'll answer is organizational knowledge needed to best understand and communicate with variable publics? How do we access that information, and in what ways is it best used? According to the book, the publics can be considered stakeholders or people who have stake in an organization. This can be anyone from labor division to the investors to manufacturers and customers. There's a table on 14.1 that lists many of the internal and external stakeholders. In order to understand and communicate with stakeholders, the organization must learn about them. They must learn many things through primary and secondary research. Organizations want to know what are the demographic and psychographic of the public. What is their opinion on the organization? Who shapes these opinions? They want to know what is their stake in the organization, and what is the organization's dependence on the public. To find this information, the organization may consult secondhand sources like labor statistics or books. They can also review feedback and do customer satisfaction surveys. They can conduct focus groups so that follow-up questions can be asked. They can use this information to understand what messages are needed to portray the best image of their organization. If they understand the demographics, they can put information in the correct media outlet for any given group. Having as much knowledge as they can will help achieve their goals and put out the awareness and interest they want. The second question I'll answer from Chapter 14 is, what are the key similarities and differences between public relations and advertising/marketing? The book talks about key similarities between public relations and advertising. Both have 4-step processes that include researching, planning, communication, and evaluation. Both spend a lot of time on the research portion, figuring out who the audience is. Public relations looks at what they already have been done and what messages are needed. They want to make sure their organization is perceived the right way to the public. They also look at what channels are available. Since it is a free media, they need to speak with reporters and writers. They oftentimes do a media audit just to identify what are good outlets to get their message across. Marketing does a great deal of research too. They want to know what provides the biggest bang for their buck. They review differences, mixtures of media, and test what works the best and what does not. They know which demographic watches what so they can target who they want. The second step is also very similar for both groups, as they both have a goal that will accomplish by objectives. They come up with strategies to attain them and also tactics to carry out each strategy. Public relations relies on mass communication and influence the public, and they also want to persuade the public using beliefs, attitude, values, and opinions. Marketing also wants to communicate its idea to the public using strategies to get the audience's attention. They can use slogans or characters to do this. The post-campaign evaluations are pretty much the same for both marketing and public relations, except for the public relations focuses on the topic or issues instead of the brand or public. The questions from table 14.7 are the same except for the preference question, where the public relation asks which issues or topics do you support the most, and marketing questions ask which brand or service do you prefer. Some of the key differences can be seen at the very beginning of Chapter 14. According to 14.1, public relations purpose is to manage relationships with the public of the organization, and the purpose of advertising and marketing is to promote or influence the public or service to consumers. Another difference seen in the table is marketing is primarily target consumers and are controlled by the media. Because the organization pays to control the placement and content, public relations, on the other hand, is controlled primarily by an uncontrolled media, and their target audience is all public, not just the customers.